Do you think this team is a much better defensive team than it was last season? Can you feel that already?
100%.
What areas do you think?
I think we're just really good at covering for each other. I think, as crazy as it sounds, Jerry's dumbed it down to the point where, everybody understands kind of the principle of what we're trying to do, and everything is super regulated, where he tries to eliminate as much gray area as possible. Everything's kind of black and white, and we'll make adjustments accordingly. But I think that really helped us, especially through training camp, just kind of understanding what we're trying to get to. And like I said, he's kind of dumbed out the gray area part of things and made it super black and white, so everybody's on the same page.
I guess to follow on that, the speed you guys have on that end of the floor really seems like it's disrupting opponents. What have you felt being out there these last 5 games on that end of the floor, as with your depth and whatnot, and with the pace you guys are playing at?
Yeah, I think defensively, everything's just congested for the other team, and you can kind of feel that. When I'm out there, it just feels like they have nowhere to go in the paint, whereas last year we were just kind of giving up the rim. And I think the only way they really scored tonight was in transition off our turnovers. We had, 12 at the half, and we had, 4 or 5 maybe in the second half, or 2 turnovers actually in the second half. So I think once we just kind of took that away, holding an NBA team to 89 points is pretty tough.
What'd you bang up late when you kind of?
Yeah, my elbow and my shoulder, I kind of just twirled in the air and just landed on my shoulder. So it was kind of a stinger, but I'll be good for Saturday.
You guys were last in the league in challenge success last year. Draymond, and you're 4 for 5 this year, all on Draymond fouls, but he feels like you guys are being a little bit more selective on what you're reviewing. I mean, do you feel like you guys are have a better process this year?
I don't necessarily think it's a better process. I think Draymond's better with his emotional reaction to some things and kind of understands, do we have a legitimate shot at it? And I think he's been really good with, deciphering that. And we've only challenged, on his fouls, and we've won 4 out of 5 of them, I think, right? 4 out of 5. And so I think he's just done a better job of, he may not agree with the call, but at the end of the day, is it worth challenging? And I think he's done a great job deciphering that.
It's early, but do you think you guys have an identity now? Do you have a clear sense of what this team's, personality and identity is?
Yeah, I think we're built around our defense, no matter who's out there. Offense is always going to come when you have Steph Curry. I think our identity is built on defense and rebounding and getting out and running transition. I think that's something that we can hang our hat on, no matter who's out there and who's injured.
How have you been doing on Stack's daily grades?
Pretty good, actually. I was surprised. It's actually kind of cool. When I was in high school, he recruited me to Vanderbilt, so we've had a little bit of a relationship prior to this, and so we talk almost daily about things he sees from me and what I can get better at. But I think out the 5 games, 3 out of the 4 coming into this one, I've been in the plus. The only game I was minus was the Clipper game. So, just having constant communication, like I said to Tim, he eliminates the gray area of things and is super principle-based. And even when we watch film, it always comes back to our principles that we talk about. And so I think it's helped the guys just kind of understand what their responsibility is out there.
What was his recruiting pitch to you?
I think it was hard for him just because it was during COVID, and so there was no official visits, so everything was done on the phone, in Zoom calls. And so I never got to go to Nashville and see the campus. His assistant coach, that was the head recruiter, is now at San Jose State, Damani Hendricks. But we talked all the time when he was recruiting me and just about things that I could become. I was really drawn towards him because of his NBA experience in the league, and obviously that's where I wanted to get to. But it's unfortunate it worked out, but look, we're reuniting. It's full circle.
You were here last season. Obviously, it's only your second season, but you've kind of been through watching Draymond, his effect on games, his effect on the team. Mm-hmm. Is it kind of fun to see? Buddy Hield was in here saying, man, you don't understand what it's like to be with Draymond until you're on the team. Is it kind of fun to see other guys, even veterans, kind of go, whoa, that's what it's like to have Draymond on your team?
Yeah, I think, a lot of times whatever Draymond you get is, going to either be the wins or the losses. I think he's done a great job the last 2 games without Steph, being another floor general out there alongside me. And he's only turned the ball over 3 times in 2 games, which has been terrific. So just super impressed with how he's kind of handled not playing with Steph. I don't think there's been many games where he's played without Steph in his career. And so just to see him out there be poised and have that leadership mindset of helping the guys like Lindy, who hasn't played a lot, just kind of get acclimated. It's been great. And you guys heard about, a couple weeks ago, him in practice and how he leads and takes charge. So it's been good. It's been a different Draymond than last year, and we're just excited to have him.